All right? I'm not here to preach to you. And one day I might do that. This is not a church event if you didn't notice. What we did here today is monumental. It's groundbreaking. You know what I mean? We're in a situation, the place got people from all over hanging out. We were singing songs. We had hip hop. We had comedy. I see some people sipping Heinekens. Everybody chilling. It's not a church event. But it is an event where we can still represent God and enjoy who He is in our presence. See, the concept of loving God is love God, live right, and enjoy life. And the truth of the matter is, most of us that go to church, we might love God and we try to live right, but we really don't enjoy life. Come on now. See, church don't even allow you to enjoy life because you spend so much time trying to figure out what you're not supposed to do that you don't enjoy what you can do. Yeah. See, some of y'all, I was laughing at somebody. He like, where the pastor at? Y'all thought I was coming up in here some gators in a suit, and it's not that kind of party. We just have to be able to have fun and be real. Can we be one of them? All right. So let's talk about this. All right, real quick. I want to share with you while I have your attention, because of who I am in God, I have to give you information. So if you never see me or you're going to hear from me again, something that I should say should make a positive difference in your life. Is that all right? All right. So here's what we're going to do. By way of teaching and information, there are three fundamental religious beliefs in the world, okay? They are Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. And they are the fundamental three things which most of the people in the world believe this. There are other beliefs, but these are the three fundamental beliefs. And even though we all say we believe in God, there seems, for whatever reason, we just can't come together and have unity if we all say we believe in God. Think about it. Well, let me help y'all. I'm going to show you, because we spend so much time focusing on the differences that we never focus on what we all have in common. Islam, Christianity, and Judaism, they all trace their roots back, not to God, but they start their belief system with Abraham. Come on. Oh, I'm about to teach y'all. If you don't know, you're going to get some education today. So if the Christians believe in Abraham, right, and those that believe in Islam believe in Abraham, and we know the Jews believe in Abraham, then why is it we can't all get along if we all believe the same fundamental principle? See, what we're happening here is a difference of practice and not principle. Because some people say we should do this, and other people say we should do this. And because of all these rules and regulations, guess what? It's caused confusion. That's why most of y'all don't even go to church. Let's be real. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Because tell you what, some days I don't go to church. Let's just keep it one with that. Because the reality is you can go to church and leave confused. The truth of the matter is everyone here grew up either near a pew, under a pew, on a pew, and guess what? Most of what you learned in the pew did not work for you. Oh, wow, a little quiet. Yeah, I'm that dude, right? Because the reality is a lot of y'all keep praying for stuff. You've been praying for stuff for 20 years, ain't got it yet.
Say that.
That's true. But they keep telling you to pray. See, I'm the type of dude, I tell you, they tell you have faith. Well, when I study my Bible, and I really do study, the word faith shows up 338 times in the Bible, okay? So you should have faith. But let me give you some revelation. The word work shows up 702 times in the Bible. That means the Bible speaks more about work than it does about faith. So you keep believing on stuff and you ain't getting stuff because you ain't doing nothing to get your stuff. Again, that's why we have a problem loving God, because it doesn't make sense to us. And church tries to make us feel like everything is spiritual, but we are thinking beings. God created us with the power to think, to understand, and evolve. And they want to program it to just hear what I say and do what I say. But we're not created like that.
Come on now. They know that.
So back to Father Abraham. So now, we all believe, Christians believe in Abraham, Islam believes in Abraham, Jews believe in Judaism, believe in Abraham. Jesus said to the Jews one time, he said, if Abraham was your father, then you would do what Abraham did, because what he did represented me. See, if you're going to love, see, we always say, brothers, you know, we tell the women we love them. Sisters, I love him too. But every bit of your love is limited. It's limited to a point where you figure, I'm going to love you this much, but that right here, that ain't, And I'm going to love you here. I love you all day long until you say, let's get married. That right there, we're not doing that. See, but that's not the kind of love God talks about, because understanding English, the word love is a verb. It requires action. So what happens is, if I tell my son, I love you, son, with my word, but my actions is I'm always beating on him and abusing him, I am contradicting my word and I am confusing him. And guess what? Even though he hears love out of me, he sure can't reciprocate love to me because what I'm showing him don't sound like what I'm saying. That's why we don't go to church. See, that's why we'd rather hang out at the bar and at the club because, at least that makes sense. Y'all ain't gonna invite me to y'all church because y'all don't know what I might say. That's okay. That's why we're hanging out in the bar. Y'all don't go to church, but y'all don't come to the bar and everybody else. Now you know when we put this on YouTube, Bishop Jackson will have a problem with me, right? But the reality is this. If I had put up and said, listen, we're going to have a church service, nobody would be here. We in New York. It's Saturday. There's a whole bunch of other things we can do besides going to church. So we didn't have a church event. We got people together who had life beliefs, life thought, had to come together for camaraderie. And at the same token, we're learning something that might impact the rest of our life. So the truth of the matter is, since we all have the same fundamental belief, see, you can't say you love him and not do what he says to do. Because whether you believe in Islam, you believe in Christianity, or you believe in Judaism, there's some stuff you just ain't supposed to do. Y'all know what I'm talking about. No, let me make it clear. If you ain't got no ring on,
What was that?
See, there's nothing wrong with sex. There's nothing wrong with sex. It's a beautiful thing. But there is such a thing between legal sex and illegal sex. And I don't care what your fundamental belief is. Okay, now y'all don't like it because everybody... Ladies, that's part of the reason y'all ain't got no ring. That's right. Oh, y'all thought I was the comedian, huh? Let me help you out. All you ladies go to Macy's for perfume cotton. When they give you the free sample, you keep moving. You don't buy the bottle. You already got it. Help me, God. So anyway, the point I'm making is this. With the fundamental beliefs, there are some things that we're not supposed to do. If we say we love God, whether you choose to call him God, you want to call him Allah, whoever you recognize him as, to me, I know he's Jesus Christ. That's my belief system. He is God in flesh. Say, that's what I believe. And if I say that's what I believe, then I should act according to what I say. So the reality is now, once we understand whether you're following and you know that you are a descendant of Abraham, whether it's through Islam, through Judaism, or Christianity, then there's some fundamental principles you should do, okay? Now that's what we do if we love God. If you don't love God, do whatever the heck you choose to do. Because the reality is you're not going to tell me you love him and do something contrary. You gotta get quiet. But if you do love him, guess what? It's love God, live right. Because if I love him, now I'm going to live right. You know what I mean? Because there's just some things I'm not going to do because I love him. There's certain things I'm not going to do to my children because I love them. Certain things you won't do to your husband or your wife because you love them. You're going to live right. So if you got somebody in your life and you want to commit a relationship, you ain't going to be over here trying to get numbers because that ain't living right. If you self-employed, you ain't going to claim every exemption because you got to pay your taxes. That ain't living right. There's some things you do when you love and you believe what you say you love. And then you start to live right. Let me give you all a real church revelation. And God shared this with me when I was thinking about what I was going to say to you all. Everybody believe in Adam? Everybody believe in Adam, right? Guess what God did with Adam? God did this for Adam. It's so amazing. He never put focus on what Adam couldn't do first. Because Adam loved him and God loved Adam, he said, let me tell you what you can do. He said, I'll give you all the trees and all of this and control of that and do all this stuff. He wasn't focused on what he could not do because he was willing to give him everything to do. What are you saying? If you love God, see, that's what churches really messed us up. They give us all this stuff that we can't do. But if I love him and I'm living right, guess what? There's more things that I can do than I can't do. Woo. think we do in church. But everybody waiting for me to get done so y'all can get a drink. And the truth of the matter is you could have had one all day long. And what's the revelation about this? See, and preachers won't give you this. If you study the history of the Bible, alcohol, strong drinking wine was an acceptable offering that God would receive from his people. And since God ain't confused like us, he ain't going to tell you to do it today and not do it tomorrow, because the Bible said he don't change. He said he changes not. But see, if you understood that you had liberty, then you wouldn't feel crazy just because I'm here. You'd just roll up and ask me if I wanted one. I don't sound like many of y'all pastors. I don't sound like nobody in church. But see, the reality is I've come out of the matrix. I took the right color pill. And now I'm free. And because I love God and I live right, I realize there's real liberty. And you can't bind me up. Your pastor can't bind me up. Because guess what? It's not so much about what the Spirit. I've studied. I've taken time to read it for myself. And nobody's going to confuse me or put me in a box anymore. Now that we talk about loving God, and we understand we should live right if we love God, then let's talk about why we're here. To enjoy life. You only have one. When I look through this room here, the average age is at least 40 plus. If you haven't begun to live yet, you are wasting breath. Your life was more unlike on planet Earth than to be a parent, than to work to pay bills all your life. I was in South Carolina ministering a few weeks back. Folks would talk, grown folks who ain't never been on a plane yet. Are you kidding me? You ain't been on a cruise yet. There are 52 United States and y'all ain't been outside Tri-City. Something wrong. But you go to church every Sunday. And you're still not free. You go to church every Sunday and you still got money problems. Y'all ain't free. What's the revelation? The Bible speaks a whole lot about money. But guess what? They don't teach you how to use it in 2012. So you better get some wisdom, get some coaches, get some financial people to show so you can be free and live life and enjoy yourself. I watched, man, I lived some years back. I was living in Mississippi. I was in the military. And they started building casinos all over the Gulf Coast. And all these deep church pastors, y'all don't go to them casinos. Then I rolled up on one talking about, oh, I'm only here for the buffet. Well, man, they got restaurants outside the casino. Who you fooling?